It's Brittany, and I'm here to do a video on the Sun in Leo, people born from July 22 to August 22. And what I just want to let you guys know is that this whole year I spent time soul searching. I really wanted to find a way to make sure that I came off authentic on camera, and that required me to actually go on a spiritual journey. So that's why you guys have been following me and been seeing a lot of different workshops I have done and different types of spiritual exercises I have done to kind of help me develop who I am and to figure out where I fit in the world. Because when I had came to you with this Sun in Leo video, I always try to make sure that I can embody the energy that I'm talking about. So right now I'm here in a very confident form, in a better reinvented form. And now you guys are gonna actually see some more videos. And I'm actually gonna redo the last videos I did as well eventually. Okay? So let's kind of go ahead and begin with the Sun in Leo. Now, the sun is the aspect of your personality that shows us light, that's comfortable showing its light. And it is understood that when we are looking at light from a certain angle or perspective will cast a shadow. So it's important to understand that within this aspect of your personality, this is the part of you that shows who it is, that's comfortable showing who it is, but it can also be perceived as that there is a shadow aspect of showing your light as well. Okay? Now, so the Sun in Leo, when we study these people, we understand that these are people that embody the energy of what it means to have the sun at home within itself. And this is a person who radiates what it is to be fully confident. Once the soul has developed full confidence, all it wants to do is be recognized by others. What does my creation look like? How do I look? I'm confident in what I can do. So what do you think about what I can do? This is kind of the natural aura subliminally that the Leo person is giving off. They're giving off an aura of, I am confident. This is what I have done. Do you like it? That's what is important to know. Now, we have to understand that we're also understanding the king mindset, the lion mindset. These are all archetypes that are ruled by Leo. And what is our ideal king? What is the ideal king for us as a people? The ideal king was just and wise. He was fair, and he was a role model. He was somebody who could be admired because he had conducted his life in a classy way, and he understood the people who he was in charge of and he was helping. A king was not supposed to be arrogant. He was supposed to be divine. He was supposed to embody a divine energy of knowing himself, being just within himself, and actively helping every person. And with the God help of God, he was able to use that as a guide to make righteous decisions. Because the king had to understand that he was blessed. He was born in a situation where he had all of the books at his advantage. Anything he wanted, he could ask for, and if it was possible, it could be given to him. And if he could not afford it, then he had to go out there and hunt and get it for his kingdom, for himself. So if he could just rule with what he was born with, then fine. But if he wanted more for him and his kingdom, he had to go out on a conquest. And this is what we were understanding about the king archetype. Now let's talk about why is there the lion? What about the lion that symbolizes what a king should be? The lion is called the king of the jungle because of the lion's mentality. The lion knows that they are brave. They know that they are powerful. They know what they can do. When a lion sees an elephant, they don't think, I'm going to run. This elephant is so big. I don't know if I can handle it. A lion says, no, I'm going to fight. When a lion sees any beast in the jungle, the lion never backs down. They never back down. They always fight. And that's what makes them a king. They're a king because they chose to be. They chose to be. They chose to be within themselves, sure, that they are what they are and that is powerful. Okay? So this is why the lion symbolizes that. The lion is also used to symbolize creation in the sense that if you look at the film industry, they use the lion to symbolize what is the creation of life. What do you need to develop within you in order to be a creator? So this is why in the film industry, in the movie industry, you see all these lions, because this is the spiritual soul aspect of the lion. Now, let's go into a little bit about the shadow of Leo. The shadow of Leo is Aquarius. It's Aquarius perspective. It's the perspective of the rebel. If there is a king, then there is a rebel on the other side who is every much as a leader as the king. And they're rallying troops against the king. The king may want to have supreme law and order in their land, but the king does not have all control. The king has to be able to stimulate people. And so the king is constantly finding ways to stop their enemies or stop people who are not happy with their rule from organizing themselves to defeat him. Okay? And this is why the Sun King of Louis XIV, the Sun King, this is why he's considered one of the greatest kings that ever lived. Because he had reinvented France. He did this by creating a certain way where all of the people who were his subjects in his main court, all of his keys to power, all of them were able to come and speak with him and have understanding of him. He modeled himself after the sun, and by the way, Louis XIV was a sun in Leo, and he had a heavy Leo stellium in his chart. So he very much embodied what a great king should be, and he called himself the Sun King. Okay? It was said to the royals, I have just built the castle of Versailles. All you have to do is come and pay your services to me and help me rule this land of France. And I will listen to you and hear you out, and we will make decisions together. Now, what made him so genius in developing himself with his Aquarius shadow aspect is that he actually used that aspect of having all of his enemies to be under the same roof, he created a spy network where he was having what they call intelligence. I forget what it's called. It's some type of intelligence. But it was like an undercover intelligence where they were listening in on everybody's conversations, and anytime they had to, it was developed within people at that time that you're nobody if you don't live with the king. You know, we all live with the king. The closer you are to him in the Castle Versailles, the more power you have. But this was all used as a way to ensure that he lived a long life. And sure enough, I mean, he was one of the longest living kings ever that lived. He is one of the few kings that was young and old and died of natural causes. That is a successful king. In his time, he had many wars, many famine, dealt with many people of disrespecting him, all types of things. And he handled it with grace and ease and elegance. And to this day, they have never had a leader quite like him. You know, he is known to be the greatest ruler that France had ever had. And the only one who can maybe rival him is Napoleon. And Napoleon can maybe only rival him because Napoleon modeled himself off of him. And by the way, Napoleon was also a Leo. Now, let's continue. So we are here at the final parts of the Sun and Leo video. And I just wanted to give you guys a few advices and tips to kind of help you elevate the energy. The Aquarius is the shadow of the Sun and Leo, Aquarius energy. So though the Sun and Leo is super confident, super content with who they are, that's how they appear to the outside world, and that's actually how they feel within. Lonely the throne is, you know. It is very isolating to feel completely confident. And this is actually the aspect of you that is a leader. You know, nobody really knows how to be a king. You know, it's so few. You know, all we can really do is copy and go with the flow and do the best we can do with how to be a king. So that is the irony of this energy, you know, and that has a lot to do with the fact that Aquarius is on the opposite end of it. Heed the examples before us. Okay, so right now I'm going to reference a quote that Louis XIV had said to his grandson before he had passed away. And that is, "You will be king of a great kingdom. I urge you to never forget your obligations to God. Remember that you owe him everything. Try to remain peace with your neighbors. I have loved war too much. Do not copy me in that, or in my overspending. Take advice in everything and try to find out the best course to always follow it. Lighten your people's burden as much as possible, and do what I had the misfortune not to do myself." And this is the advice that I give to you. Do the best you can do. Follow examples around you. Always say less than necessary, and try your best. You know, this is the keys to success, and may God be with you.